Hello, everybody. I am back after a short break. Coach Kenise here. Today, I'm going to be talking about the reason why you need to be normalizing marriage. Hello, everybody. I am back after a short break. Coach Kenise here. Today, I'm going to be talking about the reason why you need to be normalizing marriage. Okay. A little tech issue, but anyways, let's get right back to the point. So normalize being married now. So one thing I've noticed just with my clients, because I'm coaching you right now, so you're one of my clients when you're watching this. One thing that I notice with my clients is that sometimes we see things as really far away. We see things as they're never going to happen. It's so unattainable. Like for me, like my parents weren't married. My parents did get, married eventually, but when they had me, they weren't married. So with this being said, I coach women whose parents have been married for 10 years, whose parents have been married for 20 years, 40 years, but they still have a block that comes up where they don't see themselves being married. So even though my parents weren't married, I cleared my block. I cleared my block because when I was, I referenced a lot of things from my past. I looked at a lot of things from my past. And I noticed that a lot of the women that I went to school with, back in the day, I went to school with them. And I noticed that these were all women that on Facebook were getting married. These are all women that were on Facebook and they were, posting their ring. And I'm just like, what's the difference between them and me? Right? My question was, what is the difference between them and me? And yeah, they were probably more groomed for marriage. They were probably brought up in a household where their parents were married, or they were brought up in a household where, you get married, the men get married, the women get married. But it is still my birthright. And it is still something I desired. And so, since it was still my birthright and it was something that I desired, these women weren't better than me. So, I decided to switch it and decided to normalize it. I almost looked at it like Mina Irfan says. I looked at it like a magazine. I looked at it like, so when I'm seeing something in a magazine, this is how Mina Irfan described it. When you're seeing something in a magazine, you don't think, oh, since it's in the magazine, I can't have it. You think, oh, since in the magazine, I know exactly where to go to get it. So when I was, let's say, looking through the brochure of life and seeing that people my age were getting married, they were like building houses from the ground up and doing all of these beautiful things, it made me start to believe that I could have it too. So I decided to normalize it. I normalized the fact that I could be married. So meaning I would say to myself, marriage is just the next step. I would literally say that to myself. Marriage is literally the next step. So me getting married within 8 months was not a surprise. Uh-oh, let me make sure. Just want to see who I normalized the fact that I could be married. So, one thing that I do want to say to you is normalize the things that you want. Make them a normal thing. Make them the next best step. Stop looking at them as these things that are just on this high pedal that you have to wait for to receive. Decide right now. So I'm not here for a long time. I'm here for a good time. And I feel like I got my message out. So that's really what I want to say. I know a lot of women desire to be married and they're putting it on this pedestal. They're also doing a lot of other things too. So when I say they're doing a lot of other things, they are One thing that's on my heart that I do kind of want to talk about and that I wanted my message to be at first was everyone's going after the guy that everybody wants. You're going after the guy that's in the flashy car, who's wearing all his money on him. You're going after the guy that everybody wants. Maybe he's like the coolest anesthesiologist at the hospital. Maybe he's like the most popular rap guy. We need to stop going after the guy that everyone wants. And looking at yourself and knowing, like, there are parts of you that will grow when you're in a relationship. There are parts of you that will get better. So there's no reason why you can't meet someone that can grow with you and get better. Because when you're picking the guy that everyone wants, he has way too many options to choose you. He has way too many options to choose you. And no, he may not be a player who goes up to everyone and asks for their number. But trust me, the guys that everyone wants, they don't have to go up to anyone, because women will come up to them and make conversation. Women will come up to them and bump into them out of the blue. So choosing the guy that everyone wants could really have you falling in love with the wrong person. Another thing would be giving it up so quickly, not being a challenge, because when you're no longer a mystery to someone, like, they figure you out, they get what they need from you in the first month. What else is there to get? They come to your house so quickly. There was a reason why when I was dating, people never came to my house the first month, ever. And yeah, it caused relationships to really build up, and it did cause other relationships to fizzle out, and it caused men to deselect themselves. But at the same time, it was worth it, just so I could get to the people that actually liked me for me, and not for like my beauty, and not for, a picture on Instagram. So I would totally suggest, as you're dating, as you're getting ready to choose someone, really keeping some things about you as a mystery. A person doesn't need your full address. After you meet someone, maybe like, out, they don't need to know where you live that same night. They don't need to be your Instagram friend that same night. They like when you are a mystery. And it really helps when you stay true to yourself and you stay true to that mystery, and just not revealing so much. I've seen people debating me online, and they say, well, Kenise, I don't think a person should have to change to be with someone. Well, are you meeting up with this guy on the first date in sweats? No, you're not. So let's be honest, you do have to do a little bit when you're meeting someone. When you go to a wedding, do you wear sweats? So why do you have to change yourself to go to a wedding? There are proper things to do in every single situation. And I don't know why it's so hard for some people to believe that there are proper things to do when you're dating. No one needs to hear about how someone cheated on you. No one needs to hear about how your last relationship like went totally bad. Let them find out when they've already gotten to know you, so they can already form their own opinion of you versus some opinion that you programmed them to believe about you since you told them this story about your past. And let me see if there's anything else on my heart for me to talk about with you guys today. I think that's all. I don't know when I'll be back, but I will be back. I love you guys. And I have a book club. It's Wednesdays now. I changed the date from Wednesdays to from from Sundays to Wednesdays. It is bi-weekly. Some books you do have to buy, but it's worth it because you get to learn how to understand men more. You get to learn how to, like, I feel like there's no class on understanding the opposite sex. There's no class on how to regulate your emotions. And these are things that are all needed. There's no class on how to meet men and what to do next, because if there was a class, our marriage rate would be so sky high. And so I'm here because I do want our marriage rate to be sky high. And I do not want you to get with a provider man and then want to divorce him, but I do want you to live a full, actualized life. And so with that being said, come to the book club or not. Either way, it's going on. Either way, people are learning. Either way, coming into my world is going to be a benefit to you. And private coaching, message me for prices, email me. My last client did just get engaged. If you follow me on Instagram, then you've seen it. And it's what all the hype is about. I actually put this is my first client to get engaged. This is actually my second client to get engaged. So this year. So I help women get engaged. My goal is to get you married and to do all those steps that come with that. And trust yourself. Work on your emotions, work on your emotional intelligence, work on your emotional intelligence, work on your inner work, and work on your confidence. Work on your confidence. Work on your look. Work on your look. Work on your class. Even me. I want to talk better. I want to speak better. So I work on that. I am self-aware. The first step is being self-aware of the things that you can get better at. All right. Bye, clients. Love you guys, and I'll be back.